Because last month I thought like I was in the clear. I was like, I'm not feeling it yet, so I think we're good to go. And then 2 months came around and I was like, maybe not.
Yeah, we're golden, baby girl, we're golden. They're about to see us shine, cause we're golden. They can't ever break us down, cause we're golden. They're about to see us glow, cause we're golden. Yeah, we're golden, baby girl, we're golden. They're about to see us shine, cause we're golden. They can't ever break us down, cause we're golden. They're about to see us glow, cause we're golden. Got the devil in your eyes.
Hey guys, so I am here to talk about Armani's 2-month appointment. Well, his update, I guess, and my 2-month update. So we're just gonna jump right in because I talk a lot and I'm trying to get better about that. So here we go. So first I want to talk about my part of it, the postpartum part. Alright, hold on. And if you hear barking in the background, it's my dog. He's being extra annoying today. So postpartum. I am officially almost 9 weeks postpartum. I am doing really well. I would say C-section wise, I am completely healed. Obviously, I don't really deal with much uncomfortable issues or anything. I'm still sore sometimes, but not really. So the only thing that I've noticed during this second month is postpartum depression. I don't know if I have that. I don't want to diagnose myself, but I've dealt with depression my whole life, and I will say that I feel like I am developing it, or I have it in a minor way, or maybe I'm just really used to depression. I don't know. But that seems to be hitting this month, because last month I thought like I was in the clear. I was like, I'm not feeling it yet, so I think we're good to go. And then 2 months came around and I was like, maybe not. Another thing that I've really been trying to work on this past month is trying not to compare my motherhood journey to other people's motherhood journeys, because I do that all the time. I'm constantly researching like how other babies are developing, how other moms are doing at the same time, like at the same time frame as me. And it's just not healthy and it's not a good thing. Like, yes, you can use other people to kind of base certain things off of, but you shouldn't like, I don't know, try to be somebody else, or try to heal faster than somebody else, or try to adapt faster than somebody else, or whatever. Just don't compare yourself. Just go at your own pace. That's honestly the best advice. Because once I, started working on that and stopped comparing myself constantly to everybody else, I just feel so much better about being a mom. Like, okay, for an example, I'm not a person who wakes up at 7 o'clock in the morning every single day and can do that every single day. Like, I'm just not that person. So sometimes we do sleep in until 12 in the afternoon. All I can say is if my baby is going to allow me to sleep, I'm going to sleep. That's what everybody's been telling me. So I'm like, I don't know why I was making myself feel bad about it anyways. But yeah, so that's an example. Just, the minor things, don't sweat them. Do you, boo. Do you. The next thing, Armani. Because that's pretty much, I don't have much to talk about postpartum. Besides, we're chugging along. You take every day. Go day by day. Don't ever try to plan how things are gonna go or anything. Just take it day by day, because that's just the best thing to do that I've learned. So Armani, he is officially 2 months today. We went to his checkup this morning and he was weighing 9 pounds. I can't remember how many ounces, but 9 pounds, and he's 20 inches long. Or I guess he's 20 inches and a quarter long. So he is growing. I'm so happy because I don't know if you guys know this, but we're breastfeeding. And we're finally doing exclusive breastfeeding. We've been working on it this whole month. And I was really worried that he might, not be gaining as much weight as he was the first month since he was bottle fed more of the time. But yeah, we've been doing great, so I'm really happy about that. He sleeps through the night, actually, most of the time. But we co-sleep. Don't shame me for that. But we do co-sleep. It's just way easier. So anyway, since we're co-sleeping and I'm breastfeeding, it makes it really easy to just breastfeed him and lay down during the night and get him to go back to sleep really quickly, versus like we'd have to make a bottle before, and by the time the bottle is done being ready, he is already wide awake and doesn't go back to sleep for a good 2 hours. So that has been helping a lot. So technically he's not sleeping through the night, but he goes back to sleep very quickly. He is definitely a morning baby. He's happiest in the mornings. He just, I mean, I don't know. He's happy in the evenings too, and he's happy sometimes during the day. But for the most part, he's kind of cranky during the day, and he loves the mornings though, which is terrible because I'm not a morning person. He's very dramatic, and I wish I was joking or like over-exaggerating, but the baby is dramatic. Like, here's an example. I will try to give him his binky if he's upset, and if he doesn't want it, he will stick his tongue out, push the binky out, and make the most disgusted face in the whole world, and then act like he is choking and like start coughing like crazy. He loves to be held. He's loved to be held since the day he was born. He is only 2 months old, which is very common in 2-month-old babies, but he definitely loves to be held. He's a huge fan. He loves to cuddle too. I am a cuddler, so we cuddle quite often, and he loves it. So here's a tip for anybody who is having like gas issues with their baby, or like their baby is really fussy and they're not sure why. You can try this because that's what I did and it worked for the most part. Probably around 6 to 7 weeks old, he started getting really cranky, and like he was always really a calm baby up until about 3 to 4 weeks. He was pretty calm. So around this 6-week mark, he got really fussy, and I know babies are supposed to get kind of fussy during the 6-week mark. I don't know why, but it's just a common thing. But I also noticed that using gas drops helped a lot during this time. So he was having what I think was some gas issues. And I'm not sure if that was just him like naturally, or if it was from bottle feeding or what, but we got gas drops around that time and tried them out, and it was working really well. He really doesn't have gas issues anymore, and he's about to be 9 weeks, like I said. So we haven't been having to use them, but in that beginning time, we would use them about twice a day, and it seemed to really help with the crankiness. But another thing, oh my gosh. So when we first started noticing, I cannot talk today, oh my gosh. When we first started noticing this crankiness, it would pretty much happen whenever he was eating. So like, basically we would feed him about a 3.5 ounce bottle, and sometimes he would still be really cranky afterwards and like showing signs of being hungry. So in the beginning we were like making him another ounce, and then he'd still act like he was hungry, so we'd make him another ounce, so then he's getting basically 5 ounces. And I read that you are not really supposed to feed them over 4 ounces at a time, because their stomachs can only hold so much, obviously, and they aren't registering that they're full, so because their stomach is hurting if they're having gas problems. So they won't register that they're actually full, and they'll continue wanting to eat to comfort that pain. And that's what he was doing. So I caught on to that, and that's when we got the gas drops. And the gas drops helped a lot. And now he won't do that. He'll just eat until he's full, and he'll stop. So, but then again, now he is breastfed, so I actually don't know how much he's getting. So he could be still eating about 5 ounces. I'm really not sure, but All I know is he's fed, but if you're bottle feeding, that is a good thing to go off of or try out. If your baby seems like they're eating a lot, you can try out the gas drops. If they're still wanting to eat a lot, then they might just be an extra hungry baby. You never know. So now we are going to talk about breastfeeding. So, oh my gosh. Okay, so Armani was born 3 weeks early, which means in the hospital he did not latch very well and he didn't have a very good suction whenever he would try to eat. So in the hospital he really did not breastfeed at all. Maybe once or twice he actually latched on and ate for maybe a good 10 minutes, but for the most part he didn't really latch on. So they gave me an SNS, I think that's what it's called, but it's basically a needleless syringe and it has a tube on the end. What you're supposed to do is put the end of the tube in the baby's mouth, but at the same time have it on your nipple, so they can learn how to latch, and that'll get them interested in the boob. And so we tried this maybe 2 times and I was like, yeah, this is not it, because it's way too hard to hold your newborn with this hand, right? You're trying to hold your newborn, and then you're trying to hold this tube in their mouth without going down their throat, and grab your boob at the same time. It's impossible unless you have 80 arms, and I don't. So we gave up on that pretty quickly, and I was just using their pump to pump out some colostrum, and I was spoon feeding him at the time because I didn't have a bottle or anything at the hospital. So I was feeding him out of a spoon, and that was working, but obviously you're not supposed to be feeding a newborn out of a spoon. So the nurse got me a nipple shield to try, and that thing worked so good. That's the one thing that got us through breastfeeding so far. Up until about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, we were using that nipple shield the whole time, and now his latch is great, his suction is great, and everything. So about 2 to 3 weeks ago, we stopped using the nipple shield, and we haven't had to use any bottles for about a week, 2 weeks maybe, except for when I went to work twice. I think he had to use a bottle twice. But other than that, we are exclusively breastfeeding and doing good. I'm trying to work now on pumping a stash for when I am working. Okay, this hair. But I have a little bit backed up from before when I was pumping, so I'm just gonna have to get back into the routine of pumping and do that again. But yeah, so my tips for everybody is get a nipple shield. If you can find one, get a nipple shield. Pretty much the only advice I have is just stay consistent, and your baby might not be able to do it as quick as mine. There was a girl that I was talking to the other day that said that she was trying, she was consistent like I was, and her baby didn't do very well until about 6 months. That's when she finally could give up the nipple shield and bottles and everything. But my baby only took a month, 2 months, I guess. So, all babies are different. You can't compare. Like I said earlier, you can't compare. Another tip, if you do have to use a bottle like I did for the first month of his life, just make sure that you're introducing the boob for about 5 to 10 minutes before you give the bottle. And then also get a bottle with a wide nipple, I guess. I don't know what that's called, but with a wide nipple instead of the small ones, because that will definitely help keep their mouth open. Because when we first switched over from a bottle back to the boob, he had been using the skinny nipples, and he didn't want to open his mouth very wide anymore because he was so used to that. So just make sure that you get the wide nipples, because as soon as we did that, he was working on opening his mouth again and was able to breastfeed a lot better. So that's pretty much the 2-month update. Sorry, it's kind of all over the place. I try my best to stay on track, but it's just really not in my favor. We're gonna go ahead and show baby Armani now that he is 2 months old. So he is sleeping right now, but I don't know if you guys can tell how much he's grown already. But when we first came home from the hospital, I was able to literally lay him right here on my chest in between my boobs, and he would only come about halfway down my body. Now this boy, let me just try and show you. So you see where his head is at, right? His feet are all the way down here to my waist. Oh, he doesn't want to do that. But, yep, this is the beautiful 2-month-old, maybe, hold on. His hair is a mess right now. Yeah, guys, that's our 2-month update for both of us. I don't know, I hope that this kind of gave you guys a little bit of tips, comfort. I don't know what I can offer, but if you guys need any breastfeeding tips, I can make a video on my whole entire breastfeeding journey and how everything's going, my tips, my whatever. But I just wanted to make this video shorter because my last video was super long and I still haven't posted it, so I'm probably gonna post all of my baby update videos at the same time because I still haven't posted my birth story either. So yeah, we're kind of really behind. But anyways. But yeah, maybe one of these updates he'll actually be awake for you guys and you guys can actually see how he is and all of that jazz. But I'm gonna go ahead and go because I got some things to do today and I don't want this video to be too long. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something or gained something from this video. If you could leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, that would be amazing. And yeah, I'm gonna try to be more consistent and stuff. It's just hard because he's so little. But as he gets older, we're gonna make lots of videos together and it's going to be great. So, yep, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Bye, even though I sleep.